everybody was kind of excited that Jim was there, and he was marketing his CD, and I picked that up, and but I didn't need that to convince me, because the 2 songs that he did that night were just kind of, just enough to blow you out of the water. So I could understand why people were excited to see him back at the Poughkeepsie Folk Hill, and I'm just so delighted that he's joined us for the last several of our open mics. So I think you're in for a treat if you haven't seen Jim before, and if you have, you're still in for a treat. So Jim Pospisil.
Thank you, Greg. It is nice to be back here. And the first one, it was hard to park outside. There was so much snow. And I featured my harmonica playing at that open mic. And then last month, we were right next to St. Patrick's Day, so I tried doing some fancy Irish picking. So I thought, well, what can I do that's a little different this time? So I decided to put together a couple of songs to kind of showcase my lyrics. And a lot of the songs that I write, I try to write stories. And sometimes they're very clear and they make sense, and sometimes there's a lot of different levels going on there. Anyway, I thought of a theme, so I thought of the light and the dark. We'll start first with the light. If you remember, if you don't have the dark, you'd never know that the light was there. And this is a song from my first CD, Songs from the Periphery, which is temporarily out of print, but see if we can fix that by next month. And they used to play this at the Folk Guild about 20 years ago, and people liked hearing it, and they all had a different interpretation of it. And I liked that. I liked when people could hear something and put their own spin on it. So it's really just a song about two people. It's called Archangel. A visitor knocked at my window. A radiance shone at my door, and as I let him in, I happened to notice his feet never touched the floor. And he stood before me in silence, like the stillness the dead of night brings, with a far-off gaze and a furrowed brow and a weary and worn pair of wings. So I said, come, sit at my table. We can talk, and if you're inclined, you can speak your piece. And when you are through, I will speak my mind. A table, two chairs, a candle so I could see. A table, two chairs, one archangel and me. He said, I stood through the trials and the ages. I've stood up to my neck in the fire, and now that I'm standing back up in the air, they want me to sing in the choir. But I slip in and out of key. I join in too late or too soon. But when I stumble and miss a note here and there, there are others to carry the tune. All this and more, told by the light of no moon.
all this and more, and others to carry the tune. Now for me, I have words here on paper that I'm not sure I want you to hear. And after all these years of crashing my cymbals, I still haven't made myself clear. I've lived between sunlight and shadow, and I've written my name on the shore. I've swept hallways and stairs, and I don't say prayers from matchbooks anymore. So we sat all night at the table, just one archangel and me. And when I lifted my head up in the morning, the fog lifted gradually, and the world took shape all around me. Once the clouds were where they belonged. Just for a moment I thought I could hear a piece of a hesitant song. And now when the day's left its mark, and the night comes to push it aside, there is sometimes a dream, one curious vision that stirs and awakens inside. I see all the archangels assembled, each playing a trumpet so loud, except for the one with the harmonica at the very edge of the crowd. And this strange world that I wake up in, I've not seen the likes of before. But it's gotten to where I don't have to say prayers from matchbooks anymore. Afterwards, you can tell me your interpretation. I'll tell you how close you are. There's no wrong answer. It is nice that Greg and I made an arrangement here that I can feature here next month. And happily, I'm going to have Never Too Late as my opening act. And I always get a kick out of hearing that play.
Well, thank you.
So now for the dark. I don't know about you, but throughout my life, childhood, adolescence, maturity, enlightenment, whatever you call this stage, one thing has remained constant. Count to 4, to always wipe my feet and never slam the door to wait my turn. Come win or lose, to scrub my face and tie the laces of my shoes. But late at night I make they crowd into my darkened room. They shake my bed and dance around me in the gloom. I rise above, I fall below, and I take my demons with me everywhere I go. If you have to ask, you'll never know. I take my demons with me everywhere I go. Now I have learned to count to 6, how to play with matches and be good at throwing bricks, to stand apart, to talk out of turn, to spend my last dollar for something that will burn. But when I'm loose, or when I'm high, I catch them dancing in the corner of my eye. And when I turn, they disappear. Or maybe I don't see them, but I know that they're still here. I rise above, I fall below, and I take my demons with me everywhere I go. If you have to ask, you'll never know. I take my demons with me everywhere I go. Now I have learned to count to 8, how to move in all directions, how to hurry up and wait, to turn the key, to turn the wheel, and to put the pedal down and make the tires squeal. But on the road to who knows where, I have to roll up my window, 'cause there's something in the air. And as I drive down every street, they wave at me in the mirror as they dance in my backseat. I rise above, I fall below, and I take my demons with me everywhere I go. If you have to ask, you'll never know. I take my demons with me everywhere I go. Where I go. Count to 10, to how to say my prayers, and to know when to say when, to walk the path in word and deed, with my own legs to carry me wherever they may lead. But if my legs should break, then I'll learn to fly. And if I flew too close to the sun, I'd fall out of the sky. And I am sure they'd gather round and be dancing in a circle. By the time I hit the ground, I rise above, I fall below, and I take my demons with me everywhere I go. If you have to ask, you'll never know. I take my demons with me everywhere I go. I take my demons with me everywhere I go. I take my demons with me.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jim.